Since before the 19th century, Great Britain had been the dominating Western country, colonizing parts of the world, spreading from Australia in the east to Canada in the west. Controlling such vast areas meant that Great Britain also had a crucial role in world politics. After the Second World War, the British Empire began to fall apart and lost influence when the colonies became independent. In 1947, British India was dissolved and Britain lost its most valuable colony. The Suez Canal was formed to simplify the transport of oil and trading goods between Asia and Europe, and was to be open in both times of war and peace. Great Britain and France were the major owners of the Suez Canal Company, and therefore controlled the passage. The Egyptian president, Nasser, decided to nationalize the canal in July 1956, which left Great Britain and France powerless in the region.
لقناة السويس البحرية شركة مساهمة مصرية وحقوق وما عليها من التزامات.
The British Prime Minister, Eden, enraged by the insignificant president's actions, gathered the leaders of France and Israel to come up with an invasion plan to overthrow Nasser.
When negotiations over Egypt's claim to the canal failed, he went to war.
The invasion began 3 months later, in the end of October, when Israeli troops, followed by Anglo-French troops, invaded and overtook the region from defending Egyptians. Protests began to rise from the UN and the rest of the world, and Britain's authority was questioned. The battles led to great losses for Egypt, and Nasser had to take desperate measures. The United States of America was, as of World War II, one of the leading nations in the world, since the country had more or less ended the war. However, they were in constant conflict with another powerful country, the Soviet Union. When Nasser pledged to the American president for help in the Suez Crisis, Eisenhower must have had contradicting thoughts. Eisenhower decided to part against his allies and cooperated with the United Nations for the Anglo-French troops to retreat from the area. It was necessary to punish the attackers for their actions, to also be able to punish the Soviet Union for their bloody invasion of Hungary. Dag Hammarskjöld, the Secretary General of the UN, established a neutral force to secure the area. The United Nations Emergency Force became the first peacekeeping force ever. The punishment caused unrepairable damage to Great Britain, and the whole world watched as one of the former great powers faded.
Eden's credibility abroad had gone, and battered by the angriest House of Commons scenes for generations, his reputation at home was shattered. His health gave way under the strain. He resigned the premiership and sailed.
The United States had once again ended a conflict in the world. It became evident that this country was, by their continuous interventions, the most influential and powerful nation on Earth.